Okay, here we go. The next update will bring an important new feature to the game, character migration. Under features and changes, you can read how a feature will work. Let's roll into the main game. Start testing it now. Help us refine it for the final release. For the PTC specifically, test servers have been marked as closing as the first stage of testing for the character migration feature. Will remain in this state for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the servers will be closed. New servers will open, effectively migrating all existing PTC characters to the newly open test server. From that moment forward, new players will be able to create new character in the PTC. If you had a character migrated this way, please let us know your experience in our PTC channel on Discord, monitoring feedback about this feature. Stay tuned for our upcoming article about this feature, which will include a full list of worlds closing soon, which, yeah, the list is supposed to be coming out here real quick, as well as everything you need to know about it. Update will also introduce a new overland location, which is sick. The ruins of Simpo. Be one of the first to experience this new map, and 5 new lands rad missions help us shape the final release by testing this map and providing feedback. Here we go. Actual highlight. New location, new unique map, 5 replayable lands rad missions, character migration, adjusted PvP damage dealt to vehicles and structures to better handle the increased damage output from high grade weapons and augment. Interesting. So they're already balancing PvP a little bit. So they're keeping damage dealt to players, like to each other, the same, I guess, but changing how it's dealt to vehicles and structures. Which, does that mean that if you have a Mark 1 Ancient Way, it's going to feel really weak now, right? Against a vehicle, or like a Mark 1 lasgun against a structure? That's kind of how I read that. I mean, the Mark 5 would probably still be a one shot. There's no way that they scale it that hard, right? I guess we'll see. It depends, right? Depends on how much they increase this, because you can get a Mark 5 Ancient Way up to like 500 damage, or 5,000, sorry, 5,000 damage. And if we're saying that a 5,000 damage gun doesn't one-shot an Orny piece, that'd be kind of crazy. Okay, so this is more details on the migration. So character migrations in this public test client bringing for testing an important feature that'll be rolled into live servers in the near future. Before we specify how you can test this feature with the PTC, please first check how this feature will work broadly. At the time of the patch, some worlds will be marked as closing, okay, or eventually being shut down. Only players who have characters on closing/closed worlds will be able to see them from the server browser. Creating new characters or transferring existing ones to closing worlds will not be possible once a world has been marked as closed. There'll be a pop-up when you first join a world that is closing, informing you that the world is closing soon, with a timer as well as recommended steps to take before transferring. That's cool. So at least they're going to give people a heads up. This pop-up will be permanently displayed in the system menu. While worlds are in the closing phase, players can transfer their existing characters to other non-closing worlds for free. No transfer no transfer token required. That's interesting. You're getting a free transfer out if your world's closing. At this stage, apart from not requiring a token, the behavior is identical to normal character transfers and requires transfers to back up their base vehicles. Once worlds have closed, impacted players will be notified upon login with the next steps they have to take. At this stage, transferring to the new world will only be available from the server browser, and the process will be automated. Okay, so all vehicles and their inventories are automatically backed up. Interesting. I was gonna say, are vehicles lost then? No, they're saving those. All bases except for DD ones are automatically backed up. Interesting. Characters receive brand new vehicle backup and base restoration tools through the claims reward system. That's how they're going to do it, so they can restore their vehicles and bases on the new world. That's good. That's really smart. I was going to say, like, how are people, if people don't log in during the closing period, how are they going to like handle and mitigate that? That makes sense. When transferring from already closed worlds, we added a welcome pop-up window that with instructions on how to retrieve your base and vehicles if they've been properly prepared for transfer. We will soon release the full list of worlds marked as closing soon for the live game. Save to the webpage, Discord, and social media channel. Okay, so this is the stuff that's going to matter to everybody. Deleting a character now immediately clears the permissions of the sub-fief console it owns. Items of durability higher than 100% due to crafting specializations will now show that they have improved durability. Yeah, huge, massive change. I've been literally begging for this. Like, make me feel like my character has the durability that he's supposed to have. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna get notified. We're gonna get notified about our server closing, etc. Like, they're gonna give us massive heads up. There's gonna be a whole list of worlds that are closing. Opal Fire gems and ship manifests had their value increase when selling to vendors from 13 to 250 Solari. Okay, so at least they're worth something. In order to keep them as relevant as items, yeah, exactly. And now function as a source of Solari income. Decent at least. Because yeah, everyone was like treasure hunting, getting these items, and just they're not used for anything anymore because there's no lands red, right? Slightly reduced heavy NPCs hitboxes when they perform a shove melee attack. That's nice. NPCs in the repeatable testing stations no longer throw dispenser grenades. Adjusted PvP damage dealt to vehicles and structures to better handle the increase of damage output. This means that already existing PvP damage modifiers now apply when attacking vehicles and buildings. Wait, this means that already existing PvP damage modifiers now apply. The ruins of Simpo, ruined village. Okay, strategic value in the War of Assassins. Since then, Simpo has been considered a haunted place. Nice. Interesting. It's sounds fucking cool. I'm excited to check it out. Direct travel between Arctic Canley and Neo Carthag has been re-enabled. Deep Desert and Landsred. Coriolis now destroy all vehicles. Yeah, we had one not get destroyed. That's funny. Improved reward claim functionality of house reward from the Landsred by adding a pop-up which gets triggered by talking to the house representative. Interesting. So does this mean improved reward claim functionality of house rewards from the Landsred by adding a pop-up which gets triggered by talking to the house representative? So does that mean they'll have an icon to say that you have rewards? Oh, you still have to go there? Is that what you think it is? It just means you can see what you're getting. Oh, okay. I want an actual like icon change. Give me an icon like this is great. Don't get me wrong, but like give me an icon change that shows that I have something there and that I should go there. You know, you have to vote 5 minutes before now. Okay. Added new UI for character migrations. The ambitions category now is proper description when hovering over an inventory. Added space between map POI tracking button and party recommended tech. Updated UI visuals for base reconstruction tool. When reaching max faction, it now displays max instead of reputation amount. Moved the ping indication UI and full menus to avoid overlaps. Added support for fully clearing keybind using the keybinds. That's nice. Justicizing for different help up pop-ups. Updated Landsred help pop-up. Add a new auto run toggle player alert messages. Okay. When a player views a full screen map on overlanded party members on the map, they don't know of. Oh, okay. Oh, and this is good. This is good. So a faction betrayal dialogue is now always available if you haven't betrayed before. It will, however, still not let you betray if you are at a point in the faction journey where betrayals are blocked. Instead of clearly let you know that you need to progress further with current faction to betray. I was gonna say it also now tells you about a loss of ranks, because we had how many people in chat say that they lost their ranks? They went from like 20 back to 5. Yeah, it needs to be more explicit and clear that you're gonna lose rank. Faction chat is now available on the overland map. Oh, that's nice. Added Landsred house script to the level and currency info to the top right. That's nice. You don't have to click on currency. Added cooldown timer for mnemonic recollections. Charges on mission report pop up. Added warning mission about about vehicle storage not being recoverable when using a vehicle backup tool. Improved character transfer warning. It'll read progress towards next Landsred will be lost upon character transfer. Improved simulations. Improved visuals. Chapter 3 bosses now have audio for their taunt and phase change animations. Added SFX for the augmentation station open and closing. That's kind of cool actually too. Fixing accidental or occasional client crash when spawning NPCs. 4Q3 error. Unstuck timer will now properly carry over upon character transfer and will not have wrong values. Oh, that's good too. Item desync between client and server can sometimes incorrectly lead to not showing in inventories. Address an issue where players crash during excursions to story map are unable to re-enter afterwards. Small CPU and rendering performance improvement. Address some issues when where moving around the map could cause FPS spike. Fix issue causing mission failure timers to start from the beginning if the player reconnected. Fix an issue where transfer could be initiated before a dimension was selected, resulting in fixed instances of resource nodes sometimes not being interactable. Spice fields to visually appear harvested in certain circumstances while still being full. Okay, so the visual bug they said they fixed that a while ago though. I guess they revisited that. That's good. You won't have to relog. Fix an issue where advanced garment fabricators could be placed right under smugglers building set floor piece. Oh, could it be placed? Sorry. As a result, it now fits in a one wall height. Fix an issue under specific circumstances, where let players recover a staking unit while expanding their land claim. I thought that was intended. I thought that was supposed to be a thing. Fix an issue that allowed players to fully repair items, so they finally fixed the repair glitch. Interesting. Corpses of Cassian and Leon can no longer be picked up. Oh, that's too bad. Crashing ships and Jabal Efreet should now contain appropriate rewards. Fix an issue where augment stat changes were incorrectly displayed as adding to that stat when they were reducing. Fix an issue where augment stat changes were incorrectly displayed. Oh, as adding. Yeah, because it was like plus, but it'd be in red. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, the House Wakyu swatch has been fixed. Okay. Fix an issue where radial damage weapons preview showed incorrect damage numbers and augment stations info cards when trying to apply augmentation. Fix an issue where the repair max durability loss reduction trait purchased from the specialization menu wasn't applied correctly. That's good. Fix some placeable holograms not showing up while placing a base with a BRT. Fix an issue that caused not being able to place some placeables on the shelves from the Raiders Broken Lands DLC. Fix an issue where escape/enter keys input would become unresponsive after a trade. Yeah, I had that a couple times. Fix an issue that caused dual blades to slow the character down after a block or parry. Characters will be able to start moving at full speed faster after using a block. Okay. Fix an issue that wouldn't allow the flurry animations to be canceled when using dual blade. Fix an issue where the battlefield vision in prescient state was only displaying health and archetype. There's a lot of patch notes here. Holy shit, dude. They fucking cooked on these. Playing health and archetype. Fix an issue allowing high grade melee weapons with high grade augments to break shields in a few strikes. Oh, Loved that. Why did we get rid of that? Fixed an issue to cause Sword of Seven Sorrows, bite back blade, spike healed sword to trigger bonus stamina on parry that belongs to the pulse sword. Oh, interesting. NPC and player shield damage output from melees to scale incorrectly. Fixed an issue where getting staggered wouldn't interrupt an ongoing reload. Oh, I actually liked that as well. Fixed an issue that caused NPC player shield damage output from melee weapons to scale incorrectly. Fixed an issue where the combat behavior of Masquerade in the dueling ring where blood letters would pause occasionally. Oh, fixed an issue where las guns could deal significant damage to shields before they deactivate. I didn't have that happen. Fixed issue that allowed the experimental toxin absorption pill effect to stack. Ooh, we should be using that right now. We should be doing high level poison. Addressing issue where loot respawn too quickly in dungeon. Improved collision for barricade walls that allowed NPCs to shoot through it. Fixed an issue that caused the boss on testing station 195 occasionally to skip his phase event. Fixed darkness boss health regeneration, not scaling with difficulty level. This made this ability too challenging on low difficulty and trivial on higher. Okay, well now scale as intended. Fixed an issue where dungeon difficulty was not properly scaled based on number of players. There it is. Improved action queuing out of abilities. Addressed an issue where players could get to unintended area of the Broodworks map. Fixed several holes in the ceiling of testing station 192. Replaced collision to several points to prevent out of bounds in 045. Falling through the ground in Blushing Cavern. Thank you. Vehicles could be left behind on Smuggler's Run instead of being destroyed and recovered through the vehicle backup tool. Okay, here we go. Landsrad personal contribution rewards will now grant the Duraluminum tier Tarl Cutaway schematic instead of the Alu tier as intended. Yeah, that's true. It made it seem like it was possible to reach rank 21. That's good that they fixed that. Fixed an issue with rock islands in the deep desert that would allow under meshing. Oh, so people can't get under the map anymore. That's good. Highlighting of which tasks made up the Sissel Red would not show up as intended. Remove the sand blocking the entrance of an eco lab in the shield wall. Fixed an issue with a house selection pop-up not appearing after sharing a Landsrad mission. Yeah, I've had that a few times. Fixed an issue where one variant of the War Profiteer contracts would not show under contract. Contract icon was missing. All like UI stuff, HUD changes, fixes, typos, clothing physics. Rejoice kittens, we've improved several of Alara's animations when catcalling and or bossing you around. That was important. I'm glad we did that. And that's it. Honestly, really good. A lot of good stuff in there.